that I could have a conversation with him, that he could be here with me, that he could have chosen me.
Trying to get a guy to commit or trying to see where things go, I indulged in hookup culture.
Why am I not good enough to date? If you want to hook up with me, why do you not want to date me? And then it's like, is it my personality? Am I that insufferable?
When I tell people that I've never officially been on a date with someone, they don't believe me. But to me, a date is like actually going to a nice restaurant that someone's planned, and I've never had that.
Clearly, I'm not doing something right.
If you do not want to be with her, just don't.
When I was little, I really didn't think it was going to be this hard to find someone.
When, like, I don't know how to fix this.
I just want a family.
I had to come to terms with knowing that I'm not a woman that men commit to or love. They want, but I've never had any big romantic gestures.
So it happened again. I had a date cancel on me and I got stood up.
And I have been stood up.
I know I deserve better. But he was that person for me.
Stop ghosting.
And I'm tired of being single.
And I'm not capable to find someone who is able to get interested in me, in myself, for a long time. I don't know. It's only about superficiality, relationships.
If we required commitment before, we would have more relationships.
I don't even condone drink dates. As a man, societally, he gets paid more. And his time that he has more of because he's not doing hair, makeup, and shaving his legs.
I would love to know, what do we need y'all for?
Women don't need men in order to make money to provide for themselves or take care of themselves.
Gorgeous, gorgeous girls don't cry over a boy in a car. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls don't need a boy.
I'm so sick of this. Like, I'm so sick of not feeling like a priority to you.
I need somebody to have my back. I do. I'm admitting it. I could say I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need no man, but I am saying I want a man, and I need a man.
But every single time this happens, I always tell myself, like, oh, you'll get over it. Or, like, you're over him. It'll be fine, right? I haven't blocked his number, and he hasn't texted me since he ghosted me. He hasn't, not once. He ghosted me once, and then he ghosted me twice. The second time before he ghosted me, he's like, I want to make it up to you. I want to take you out on a date. I can't stop thinking about you. You did nothing wrong.
As he comes back into the car, he tells me, I don't think we're gonna have a good time. And I thought he was kidding, and I'm like, huh? He's like, I'm taking you back home, you're not my type. Oh my God. I'm sure it's because I'm overweight that he didn't want to go, like, continue the date or whatever. And I'm just like, wow, like, it was so awkward.
But people don't just want to date me in my day-to-day life. Like, if he was actually interested, then the date probably would have gone better, you know? Like, this is our second date, and he's not once told me that I was pretty or that I looked nice, and he doesn't, like, ask me questions about myself, and I know that the answer is he's just not interested. Like, I'm aware of that, but, like, neither is anybody else, and at some point, I don't want to be single forever.
The dumbest that women agreed upon in life, in history, is coming together and fighting for women's rights to work. That was the most dumbest decision ever. Working is slavery.
I just want to say whoever fought for women's rights to work, count your days. I don't think the entire agenda of all women wanted this at all.
It's only 8:45 on a Wednesday, and I'm already ready to fight the woman who fought for women to work. I don't remember asking her to do that. I don't remember wanting to work. I still don't want to.
I don't know, y'all. I think, I don't think we should have voted for women's rights to work. I mean, I know back then it was a different time, but, like, can we re-vote for right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to work.
I think women having to work, hear me out. I think women having to work should be illegal. I think women should be giving a $10,000 stipend a month, and the men should work. And the men should work.
Can we all just give a standing ovation and a round of applause for this brave and courageous woman who had the courage to say the quiet part out loud? So many women bought into the narrative. They bought into the lie that it is better to be a career woman, go hit the corporate ladder, be a strong independent boss babe, and they're unhappy, but they're too afraid to say it because they feel like if they admit that all of the time that they've spent working is for nothing. But this is how so many women feel. They have done surveys on who the happiest, most successful, most thriving demographics are. And it is no contesting. I'm sorry, I'm tired. My words are not wording right now. Please excuse me. But it is abundantly clear that the happiest group of people in the workforce are married men with wives who are stay-at-home moms and children. And the most unhappy are single, unmarried women with no children. It's just a fact. It goes against our biology. We are literally wired to be nurturers, and women thrive in the home. We thrive in femininity. The 9 to 5 is not for us. It's not for our physiology with our 30-day cycles. Men run on a 24-hour cycle. Women run on a 30-day cycle. But it's not too late for you. Go get yourself a man. Go get yourself a man. Thank you for having the courage to say this out loud, though, because not enough women say it, and they're too proud to admit it. But it has been thoroughly researched and surveyed, and
I meet guys and I'm like, I know I would be doing everything. Especially when you are a strong, independent woman. When you're just so used to taking care of everything in life, I think it's really natural to want to find someone that will take care of you.
Yes.
And I think that's like totally okay and fine. And most people, at least behind closed doors, would agree with, like, women who are talking about dating would agree with that. It's like, yeah, I would love someone who would also take care of me. Because also on the flip side, it's like, I don't want to like be your mother and also have another job.
I
like,
am
you
not
should be
raising
contributing.
Yes. I'm not going to teach you how to shower.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to tell you that you need to brush your teeth. I'm not going to teach you how to pack your suitcase. There are so many guys that I meet that I'm just like, are you a functioning adult?
It is amazing how far they've come to really have not come far at all.
Feminism may have started with good intentions. Women wanted equal opportunity. Understandable. But look at what it's turned into today. We have the rights we fought for. But what's the movement pushing now? Rebellion. Rebellion against order, rebellion against man, against God himself. And the sad part is most women don't even realize that they're operating from that same rebellious spirit. Competing, controlling, constantly in fight mode. This isn't contributing anything to our society. The enemy's goal was never to get women in the workplace or in the voting polls. It was to force them out of their design, away from their peace, away from their femininity. And it's tearing families apart, ruining relationships, and leaving women feeling depressed and alone. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. Forget how it started. It's about how it's finished. We have to start paving a new path. So the question you should be asking yourself is, are you living from the angry masculine energy that the world taught you to survive in? Or from your original feminine design? I made a quick free quiz to help you find out. Click the link in my bio for access.
As you can see, corporate America is stressing these modern women out. But it's their own fault because that's what they wanted to do. I can see going and getting a job or wanting to get a job or wanting to work for money and have your own stuff. And I can understand, well, I don't really want to compete with a man. I just want a little bit of money so I can maybe help out, because I've seen my man struggling. I know there's a lot of women out there that saw their grandpa or their dad struggle because, maybe back in the day, women didn't work as much. And so they say, well, I don't necessarily want to do that. I want to have some skills outside of the home. I understand that. But nowadays, it's the attitude that's put on top of, I want to help. And it's no longer, I want to help, but it's, I want to take over. I want to usurp. I want to show that I'm better than you. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not going to follow your direction. I won't listen to you. And that's very different from, we're a team. We're a power couple. What it is I'm the one, basically, I'm bringing enough to the table to where I feel as though I can talk crazy and I can pop off at the mouth. That's what this is. And modern women are seeing that this type of talking does not get you a man. This type of behavior does not get you to the soft life.
I hate this whole toxic feminism energy, especially when girls say, I don't care if I'm alone for the rest of my life. You really don't care being alone in your 40s or 50s with just your dog? And no, that's crazy.
Some women are going to hate me for this. This is a very unpopular opinion, but that single, independent woman, I can do it all by myself, I don't need a man type of woman, those days are over. No, I don't want this world anymore. I don't want this life anymore. No, give me a husband, give me a partner. No, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. I'm tired of being the boss. I'm tired of doing it all by myself, working, paying all the bills, multitasking, taking care of the kids, cleaning the house, taking out the trash, all those things. Like, I'm tired. No, that's not what we're striving for anymore. No, I don't want to be burnt out. I do not. I need a husband. I want my husband. No more single. No.
I'm no longer a feminist. I think women are far superior. As a CEO who's a woman, I sit through multiple long meetings, back to back, profusely bleeding every single month. A man could never. And I'm talking nauseous, gushing blood. And I sit there and I still can function. Women are superior.
There's no way a lot of these modern women are getting married. Honestly, nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear what they talk about. Nobody wants to be around them. You're not cute. Let's just go ahead and say it. You're not cute, man. I don't care how much makeup you put on. You're not cute. Not good looking. Then you have a bad attitude. And then you talk about your career like your career is better than somebody else's. When you go out there and you get dwarfed by even an average man, dwarfed. Number one, number two, number three, you're in there begging for money. You're begging for assistance. You're begging a man for help, and then be the same type of woman that will go out there and say, oh man, I'm self-made. I did it all by myself. No, you had men helping you out through the way. Well, my girls rallied around me. Sure they did. But you had a man helping you. Your dad, that was just my dad, a man, funding your lifestyle. Your uncle. Oh, all right, Ned. All right, niece. Here's $2,000. Right? Oh, Grandpa, you got $2,000. Oh, well, that's my favorite granddaughter. I had to give her $5,000. Oh, Grandpa, thank you so much. I'll pay you back. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just come see me sometime. You know, me and your grandmother miss you. Okay, I'll do that. And then don't go see him. Then don't go see him. And then have the nerve to pop up 2 or 3 years later talking about, hey, Paw, can I have two or three more thousand? You ain't come to see me and your grandma. Your grandma been asking about you for the last 2 years. Oh, well, I've been busy and... No. Modern women will do anything and everything and then be tired and then want somebody to save them. And that's what you hear in a lot of these women. They've done all that they could. They've done it their way. And now that their way isn't working, they want somebody to help them.
I don't know who came up with the concept of strong, independent woman. I don't want that. I just want to make my own money. I don't want to take out my garbage. I don't want to pump my gas. I don't want to get my oil changed. Who came up with that? Send me a man, because I don't want to do nothing.
Sometimes I'm like, why the did I sign on to do this? Like, I can't do this. Like, why did I do this?
I quit at being independent. I don't want to do this shit anymore. This is draining. I'm so ready to have a man come into my life and take care of me. My tires pop. 2 of my tires pop. And I'm sitting in my car because I don't know what the to do. Obviously, I know what the to do, but I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like, I'm ready to have someone come into my life and take care of me. This is so draining, this independent life. Like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I quit because every time something happens, I always have to figure it out on my own, and I don't want to do that shit.
yeah, I want to be spoiled and taken care of. Because I shouldn't have to be stressing about this. I'm tired.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Silly rabbit.
Don't be a silly.
Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are only supposed to be for kids.
Feminism gave us choice. It gave you choice to be a stay-at-home mom, and it gave me choice to... No, it actually took away your choice. Because as soon as the government realized that women could be manipulated into being a voting bracket and to contributing to a 2-household income, and that they could tax that, everything broke after that. You guys are the same people that complain about the fact that we cannot survive off of a single income household, which is true. I'm not going to argue that. But you can't in one breath say that you can't survive off of a single income household in 2026 in America, and then also say that you have the choice to be a stay-at-home mother this day. And let's just for one second grant you the idea that back then we had absolutely no choice, which is not true, but I'm just going to grant you that idea. Wouldn't you rather have the obligation that actually left women much happier than they are in 2026 right now? Women are on record levels of SSRIs, antidepressant and anxiety medications, therapy sessions. Women are not happy. Neither are men, but this is about women right now. Sure, there were things that women dealt with back then, but overall happiness rates were better. Women could stay at home with their children. They didn't have to outsource care to some other person. Feminism was the perfect lie that gave you the illusion that you have choice, while turning you into a sheep that votes for whatever they tell you to. So yeah, I'd rather not have choice. Honestly, I'd rather not have choice. I'd rather it be one way. And that one way, I'd prefer it to be when women were happier and could stay at home with their children and cook and clean for their husband and not listen to another man that's not their husband tell them what to do all day at a 9 to 5. Feminism is a lie.
And you hear these women talk about the patriarchy and how we need a complete shift and a complete change, and how we're able to birth. Thought I saw a woman somewhere in the comments talk about I birthed 4 men. We create arms. We can create balls. We create this, and this. You give yourself too much credit, which is why you end up in the same situation that you're in right now, complaining, doing nothing about anything. You do understand, unfortunately for you maybe, that once again a man can manipulate the environment unlike you can. And instead of just going with the flow, and it'd be almost like, I can't swim. I took lessons to swim. I can't swim. And somebody comes up alongside me, watching me doggy pedal through a pond, and says, listen, follow me. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, well, hold on to me. I can swim. Well, what's in it for you? Well, I saw that you had a key to whatever treasure chest. You need to know how to get to the island. I can swim. I can get us there. And you can give me the key and we can unlock it and we can both split the treasure. Deal? Deal. You don't have to be able to swim. You just have to have the key. You have a lot of things as a woman that a man doesn't have. The man says, okay, if you can do that, I'll do this stuff over here. That's it. But because modern women want to continue to, oh, I can do it myself. I'm learning how to swim and I got the key, so I don't have to share. Which is why you're going to fail in the long run. It's not that you have the key and then you know how to swim and you want to learn how to swim. It's, okay, I have to swim over there now. And then I have to find the treasure chest. And then I have to fight off every snake or crocodile or thing around the treasure chest. And then I have to pull the treasure chest out onto the island. And then I have to make sure that nobody's coming around me and trying to get the treasure chest. And then I open it. And then I have to try to empty out the spoils. And then I have to try to take the spoils, somehow swim back to where I can use the spoils You see what I mean? It becomes a long list of things that you have to do in order to get where you're trying to get. Oils. You see what I mean? It becomes a long list of things that you have to do in order to get where you're trying to get. And men are saying, why would you do that? Maybe I can build us, even before we get there, while you're going and looking for something, I can build us something, a shelter, to where you can start planning where we're going to put this stuff at, what we're going to do with it, right? I can build us a ship if we need to go back. Shoot, we can take that, we can both drag it, 2 hands onto the ship, and we can sail back to wherever we came from. What I need you to do is stay back at the camp that I built for you and make sure that every day, because it's going to be a process, every day when I come back home, I have food to eat. I have supplies. I have clothing. I have protection, whatever it might be. So you don't have to do all of the work, and neither do I. But somewhere along the way, modern women and feminists continue to say, well, I'm doing both. I'm going out there and hunting, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm doing more work than you actually. No, you're not. You're doing the same amount of work, maybe even less than me. But because you think in your brain you are, and you say you are, then your brain believes that it's true because you say it over and over again. That's not the case. I don't want to say that you're not important, but you're not that important.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all push all the good men away, call submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
Nobody thinks that motherhood is oppressive, but at a certain point, when mainstream media is just constantly vomiting up articles like this, of course, women are going to start to perceive motherhood as oppressive. They don't want to talk about how married women with children feel more fulfilled and report being more fulfilled and happy in life than child-free unmarried women. They just want to report on people who regret having children. When motherhood is constantly portrayed in a bad light in the media, of course, many women are not going to want to become mothers anymore because they're filtering it through all of these dumb articles that they've read about how people regret having children. This is so sad. You know how much propaganda it takes to convince women that something that is natural and normal is a burden or is something to write an article about regretting?
And you have clips of women talking about, I could do it for myself, do it right the first time, which is why you're having an issue right now. Which is why you're having an issue right now. That same stupid attitude of, oh, well, if you ain't gonna do it like I want you to do it, then what would you even, I can do it myself. Burnout. What do you think a head coach is doing? Oh, well, my body can't do it. I have the strategy, but my body can't go out there and play. That's why I need the athletes. They know how to do it. Some of these people are athletes. They've been athletes before. They've played the game of basketball or football, but haven't been very good at it. My body just won't do it. Maybe I'm not athletic enough. Maybe I'm not strong enough. I don't know. Maybe that's not my strength. But I'm good at the mental game. I'm good at thinking. So I can put together a plan, give it to you. You go out there and execute the plan. We both win. We both get paid. I, as a head coach, get paid because I had the plan. You, as a player, you know how to execute the plan. You get paid too. And it can go either way. What do you see the coaches doing in practice? They'll go, I just saw Mike Vrabel out there teaching these boys how to play. You think he can go out there and do it anymore? No, probably not at a high level. Do it better than most people, even at his age, but not at a professional level. But I can go out there and I can coach the game. Now, you as a player, you can come to me and say, hey, coach, I'm seeing X, Y, and Z on the field. I'm going to audible. But by and large, the coach has the strategy. The player is executing the strategy and they both win. Modern women get up on here running their mouths, acting as if, oh, well, I can do both. So just, if you can't do it like I want you to do it, then move out the way. Okay. We're going to see who wins that battle.
You know what?
I'm so tired of these low muscle mass, man-hating feminists crying about how women make 80 cents on the dollar. Look around you. 99% of the back-breaking, body-destroying work, hard labor done in this country is done by men. Stuff like this. We don't see a bunch of men complaining about having to do this body-destroying work. You don't think that kind of work deserves a little more pay?
It is not quirky or funny to publicly admit that your emergency contact is your boyfriend or husband who is deeply incompetent and irresponsible. It is wildly concerning to me to see all of the women that are under the sound that are saying, ladies and gentlemen, my emergency contact, and he is doing the most outlandish type of behavior. Your back's gotta be pretty sore from doing all that reaching. Like, there's no way you didn't grow 3 inches. It has got to be very exhausting trying to turn every single moment into a think piece on hating men. This is a very harmless trend, women posting their partners doing something goofy and captioning it my emergency contact. That's literally the joke. But you've somehow managed to try and turn it into some kind of deep commentary about incompetence and irresponsibility based off of a 5-second clip. You deduced that about someone from a 5-second clip. Be so for real. God forbid women actually feel safe and secure in their relationships. God forbid they actually have a dynamic where they can joke around with their partner. But no, you had to make it about how awful men are because he tripped over his own feet in a TikTok. If you are mad that you can't participate in the trend, then just say that. Because your username being your boyfriend's worst nightmare and your bio saying let men rot make it pretty clear where you stand. Maybe this just isn't the space for you. By all means, keep trying to suck the fun out of everything while we are out here actually enjoying our relationships.
I'm telling you, man, these modern women out here, they can yap about, they can talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but they are broken. One of the ladies talking about, hey, these women out here think it's Bohemian Diva. Talking about, man, these women are broken. Instead of going on somebody's couch, basically going to therapy. Instead of going to therapy and getting all this stuff worked out. Well, the problem is they go to therapy. They're supposed to get all this stuff worked out, but then they come up snake eyes. They come up snake eyes because let's say the therapist worked. Let's say the therapist, for the sake of argument, did all the therapist was supposed to do. They will come outside of that office, right outside of that office, and one of their friends in the friends group, oh, ain't nothing wrong with you. Oh, but the therapist, they gotta say that. But you're perfect, you're this, you're that. You are more than enough. God says you're more than enough. You're more than a conqueror. He also said to get right. He also said to change your attitude. He also said to be humble. But you're not gonna listen to that because you're lifted up in pride. You're lifting up in ego. Your behavior needs to change. I don't know if you guys understand that.
So a woman called me. She said, I'm 50 years old. I have 3 degrees. I'm a very successful entrepreneur, CEO. And I want you to know, Dennis, I deeply regret that I followed the feminist advice at college. Because when I come home after a successful day at work to an empty home, no husband, no children, no family, it's not good.
I fell for the boss, I could do everything by myself, that hyper and I'm 31 now, and I still don't have kids. I still don't have a family. I was focused on trying to get after the bag and all this. Yo, what? I'm in a place now in my life where I'm reevaluating everything. My values, my perspectives, what I really want in the future. And what I really want is a family. I feel like social media or just everything around us, society in general, wants to push that the woman is the future. No. The family is the future.
There are so many women that are going to be in this situation because they have been lied to. And there are a lot of men out there that want to have families that have been trying to say this. They have been trying to say that they just want a woman that is loving and caring in nature. They don't care if you're a boss babe. If anything, unfortunately, it might work against you. Now for this woman, she's come to that realization with plenty of time. I think she's going to find what she wants.
And as a hyper-independent woman who also happens to be a little bit of a control freak, do it how the I want it done, or let me do it myself. I don't need you to do nothing extra. I don't need you to do anything less. I don't even want you to put your own little razzle dazzle on it. Do it how the I want it done, or let me do it myself. Nothing pisses me off more is someone wanting to take over something like for me, like do it for me, and they don't do it how the I want it done. I could have did it myself. I could have did it myself. I could have did it my fucking self. Now you up my day. Now I have to ruin yours. Like, I hate when people do that. I like done a certain way. Like, that's just what it is. I like it done a certain way. So if you know I like something done a certain way, why would you not do it the way that I want it done when I could have just done it when I could have just done it myself? I could have done it myself. I don't like people that do that. Now I'm not gonna let anybody help me with anything for the next 5 years. You it up for everybody.
So what you have out here is strong, independent women ruining their lives because they can do it all on their own. So they think. But unfortunately, we have some examples here talking to the contrary.
I must be pretty weak-willed because all it took was falling in love with a man, and now I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm a feminist, but like, kind of. I don't really need my maiden name. I don't really need it. I like your last name better anyway. Like, I'll just take that. I know he can do his own laundry. I know that he can clean the house, but I want to do it for him. I want to cook all his meals. I want to make sure he's getting all his whole grains, all his vegetables. I want to make sure he's getting all that protein. He has not asked any of this of me. It just kind of naturally kicks in. Like, these instincts just kind of come out of like, oh, now I have to take care of you when you're sick. Oops, I made you breakfast and it fits all of your dietary requirements. My bad. I think I got possessed by a housewife. Is that what happens when you fall? You just get possessed? What's the equivalent for men? What do you turn into? Do you turn into like a father? I don't know. It's growing up is strange.
Thought today for a split second, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, what the is wrong with you? I thought, I should have just stayed. It wasn't that bad. Like, you made it 23 years. You made 26 years total. Your kids are like college and one's almost out of high school. Like, you made it.
He was being selfish. Women watch a couple TikToks. They think the grass is greener on the other side and they go. That's what happens.
Made it. Like, it didn't matter at this point. They can do their own separate life and all that. You made it to the point where you guys were making so much money and you had big houses and you could do whatever you want and you can relax. And I literally just called my friend and was like freaking out because like I'm the biggest person that keeps me back. Like, I'm terrified. I don't have 401k. My counsel did not have my back. I was so traumatized when I got out and then terrorized for the next year that I couldn't even think straight to help the people that wanted to help me, and the people I entrusted to help me didn't help me. And there's just timelines that you can't stop. And so it is what it is. And, you know, I'm 47 years old. And it's not like I'm 25. I'm healthy, kinda. I have an autoimmune disease, which means it's life-threatening for the rest of my life.
What is it with all these chicks having autoimmune disease? What causes that? They both have it?
Things can change, but it's not like I'm an invalid and can't do anything for myself. But it is terrifying. Like, I could have stayed. I was so mad that
I do appreciate that she's being honest, because a lot of women won't admit that they made a mistake. What is up with these filters, guys? What is up with these filters?
This way, I could have stayed. My life would have been so much easier.
I like how she doesn't miss him, misses the lifestyle he provided. This is why men fear marriage, guys.
I've just gone and done whatever I wanted. Kinda. I mean, I say that, and then I think as I say that, I'm like, but you couldn't. It's like so weird that my brain thinks that way. And
I called my girlfriend and I told her.
Well, you want all the privileges of being under a man's authority, but like that comes with a lack of freedom.
I probably should have just stayed. I should have just stayed. It wasn't that bad. And she just started, she's like, Jenna, what are you talking about? Like, literally. And then I just keep thinking, I'm like, but I had a huge house. All my bills were paid for, and I never had to think how they were going to get paid. My grass was cut. Well, not the last year of separation. But you know what I mean?
Real reason that women are so burned out and tired and full of rage right now is because of the last 125 years of the feminist movement and how that's gone. Let me explain before you come for me. The last 125 years, we've been given these rights and these freedoms to vote, to own a bank account without a man, to own a credit card without a man, even to have a job. While it's nice we have these freedoms, they were given to us on top of a broken system. So we were given all these freedoms and men were like, yeah, you can go to work. Yeah, you can on top of a broken system. So we were given all these freedoms and men were like, yeah, you can go to work. Yeah, you can get a job and go do that. But you're still in charge of the kids, the cooking, the cleaning, the housework. The responsibilities didn't change. It just added more to our plate. So now we have the first generation of women who are able to live by themselves without a man, who are able to be financially independent without being married and in a relationship. And we have this freedom of choice, this freedom of sovereignty. And it's the first time we're able to go, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be in charge of the house labor and the kids and the cooking and the cleaning and the mental load and the second shift. And that's where we get this male loneliness epidemic. So in order to fully live in that sovereignty and in that autonomy, we need to be able to change the framework completely. Because right now we're in the crumbling of the systems and the responsibilities and the agreements and how everything has been set up for men and women as a whole. Not just inside of male-female relationships and dynamics, but as a society, politics, economics, financial, education systems, it's all crumbling, right? So there's three options from here. The first one is, we're going to keep operating in a patriarchal framework that doesn't work. Great. Nobody wants that, I think. Second option is doing a front of the hand, back of the hand, and just opting out of the system completely, which is kind of just ignoring what's there and not really creating anything new. It's just the same energy, but backwards. I'm opting out of patriarchy. I'm not going to be with men. I'm not going to contribute to capitalism and society. I'm going to go off and do my own thing. That's just ignoring in front of the hand, back of the hand. Third option, which I would recommend, is creating an entirely new framework of living. We have to change the way we live, eat, breathe, function, think, feel, act on a day-to-day basis, not just internally, but also with other people. It would be a complete shift of identity from where we are now and where we want to be. It would be two completely different people and two completely different ways of functioning. That's my sense of what would actually bring real change right now, and it happens to be what I'm an expert in. If that's something that resonates with you and you're interested in learning more, you should follow me for the journey and get connected. I have tons of resources in my bio too.
Would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to be a homemaker and a wife. I would love to be able to live on a homestead and go milk my cow and take the eggs out of the chicken coop and have one baby in the belly and on my hip and another toddler coming behind me. That's my dream, but I can't do that because the way the economy is set up is I'm forced to work. I'm forced to get an education, a higher education, a college degree in order to make enough money that I can be financially independent and afford my own home or my own rent or my own gas or my own groceries, my own insurance. And it's extremely difficult to do that. And it's very isolating as a woman when you have to do all of that all on your own and you can't find somebody that you can outsource some of those chores and financial responsibilities like you would with a spouse. So no, being a single working woman absolutely sucks. It's the worst thing ever. I hate it. I would go back to the 1950s in a second just so I wouldn't have to deal with this.
You're talking about a traditional nuclear family where the woman doesn't work in a married household with kids.
And statistically, that was the case.
You're a single woman who isn't married with kids yet.
So I'm for it because of the way it is. Most women were married by the age of 21 up until the 1970s.
I think it's a woman's choice. Before that, it was societally encouraged to marry young.
Yeah, and it was better for women mental health-wise long term to be able to go into that long-term committed relationship and have the established family instead of being forced to slave away for a corporation that doesn't like you, doesn't care about you, makes you sit under fluorescent lights for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You get a lunch break, you get health insurance, but do you have somebody who loves you staring at you every day like your child? No, it's horrible.
Come on, audience. You know you want to do it with me. I had to lead with this one. This is fantastic. There is nothing like a viral boss babe regret video, right? Is it not true? You need women like this. You need women like me saying, this is, and she is right. She is right. You know, I was sold such a bag of lies when I was growing up. First of all, I was told I had to go to college. Well, why did I have to go to college? Really, why? If I wasn't ambitious, I was an attractive young woman, right? I could have had my pick of the litter. Let's just say that. Why did I need an education? Oh, you have to. Why do you have to? Because you have to have a job. Why do you have to have a job? Because you have to have a career. Why do you have to have a career? I didn't ask any of these questions. I didn't want any of those things. I didn't want a job. College was fun, right? Get dressed up, go and, new friends. The first time I made real friends. Great. All the social component of that. I didn't treat it as an opportunity to really learn stuff that was practical, to even get a job. I didn't do an internship. Why didn't I do an internship? Because I didn't want to work. That sounded like work. I was like, no, I'm here to just socialize, right? Bottom line is I was sold a bag of lies that I needed to do all of those things, that I needed to be able to pay my, no, I'm here to just socialize, right? Bottom line is I was sold a bag of lies that I needed to do all of those things, that I needed to be able to pay my own bills, that if I didn't make my own money, that a man was going to leave me and I would be left with nothing. And I swallowed it. And do you know what? She is right. Being a working single woman in your 20s is it's you have this idea in your head. I remember getting a job coming out of school. I went to graduate school because it was free. And I was like, ooh, I could extend my education and not have to work. I'm doing it, right? I went for a year and I left because I was like, oh, this is just hard and I don't want to do this either. Right? It was just, I didn't want to do hard things. I, as a female, I didn't want to do hard things. And somehow that was looked on like a negative. It should have been a break. Oh, she doesn't want to, I wanted to just be feminine, right? I just didn't know even those words. I didn't know from it. I wasn't raised that way. I didn't understand what that meant. I was not in touch with my femininity. So I didn't know. I thought I had to do this. And I remember getting that job. It was with a company called Zurich. It's an insurance company. I knew nothing about it. I mean, zero about insurance. I get this job and my dad's like, oh, it's a great salary. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I go, day one, I'm like, this is fluorescent lights. Had a boss that I was like, he's asking me to do things. I'm like, what? I have to just spend the day doing stuff for this strange man that I don't know. Why? Right? It was like this expectation of a duty and assignments and you're in the cubicle. I went home that day and I was like, no, this is.
Broken women are the reason why dating and relationships are complete and total right now. Instead of laying on someone's couch to go heal, they rather run to the internet looking for validation from other broken women. Broken women are unlovable. You can't love a broken woman. You ladies went on this marketing propaganda, wrote countless articles about how men are so lonely because women have options and men need to raise their standards, this, that, and the third, right? But what I find kind of interesting is I see so many videos of women crashing the out because they're not in a relationship. I see countless videos of women crying because they don't have any friends. They don't have anybody to hang out with. They don't have nobody to talk to. They're turning 30 and they're so alone. I go into the comment section of married couples who make videos that says, hey, these are the things that they do for each other and how they express love for each other. And whenever a woman speaks and say, hey, this is what I do for my man, this is how I express love for my man, I go into the comment section and it's nothing but women in the comment section talking about, you're a pick-me, which I think is so stupid. How you gonna call a married woman a pick-me? Bitch, she's picked already. So they up in the comment section talking about, I could never. This ain't the 1950s. I mean, all sorts of egregious comments about how a woman is expressing love and respect for her husband. Then it's videos of women talking about, to my married friends, is it possible that you could send your husband over to my place and he could just do some things and you can come over and we could drink wine? I'm like, why don't you get your own man? It's not like that. It's not like I want him. And everybody with common sense and two eyes knows that she wants your man. She definitely wants your man. Then every time a guy who lets it be known he's married posts something on the internet and he is conventionally attractive, go into the comment section. Can your wife fight? Can your girlfriend fight? It's like, you hoes really did try to push this propaganda that it's men who are desperate for relationship. It's men who are the most loneliest demographic. It's not. Y'all the one who's projecting. Y'all the ones who are extremely lonely. And let's not forget your standards. You absolutely have no standards because a lot of you do not have a personality and you bring absolutely no value to a relationship. You're a permanent side chick. You're a permanent situationship, and you have to lead with your body. And that's why a lot of y'all walk around naked with all your lady bits out and your breasts all out. And you have to lead with your body and your sexuality because you have nothing to offer in a relationship. The men have said it countless times, but y'all try to gaslight, tell me, I dress for myself. Really? Really? Y'all make it so obvious that you bring no value to any type of relationship. And this is why y'all come up on Al Gore's internet and make relationships extremely transactional. Well, if I have to give up the cat, then he needs to go ahead and pay me and pay for my lifestyle, this and that. And I'm just like, is that how y'all view relationships? For all that, you might as well just be a 304 and make a career out of it. And then when a guy rejects you and say, hey, you're not for me because y'all wear your red flags like a billboard. A lot of you are walking massive red flags. Me personally, and I've said this with my son, broken women are unlovable. You cannot drink from a broken cup. You cannot eat from a broken plate. You cannot love a broken woman, especially a woman who does not want to heal. She is unlovable. You're offended, mad. Because when that guy rejects you, the very first thing that comes out of your mouth is, oh, he must be. Like, y'all do not want to take the personal responsibility and accountability to make it seem like the reason why so many dudes don't want to with you, so many dudes don't want you to be a girlfriend, don't want to wife you up, and that the only thing you're good for is a dump is because there's something fundamentally wrong with you. It's one thing if it's one dude that does it, chop it up and charge it to the game. But when you're getting ran through by 10 or more people and it's the same repetitive thing over and over again, sweetheart, the problem is you. The problem is you. My ex is a narcissist. I'm a victim. I'm a survivor of TV. You're broken, boo. You're not lovable. And a lot of y'all have such a nasty, negative ass attitude. People sense that. People definitely sense it. But you're the victim, right? This is why I said broken women are not lovable. Broken women are not worth the time of day because hurt people always hurt people. I said what I said. If you're offended, bad.
And you know, it'd be one thing, because you hear a lot of people say, man, I just want to get out the house. I want to do my own thing. Man, I just want to have my own space. Nobody's mad at that. But once again, we got to drill down to the entitlement. We got to drill down to the attitude that comes with it. Men already see the setup from a long, long way away. Look at some of these comments here. Woman says, I'm tired. Send me my husband. Another girl says, I'm tired as well. All the girls are tired. A whole bunch more girls are tired. Another woman says, listen, as in, listen. You speaking to me right now. I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of being independent. Here's another one. Yes, I need my husband. Here's another one. Very much tired. Where is my husband? Here's another one. I unchecked that strong independent box 2 years ago. Send me my husband. Where is my husband at? And these modern women will go to church. They will be at the altar crying, begging and pleading. They will be on these podcasts. Well, on this podcast, what they do on these podcasts is they try to show strength because modern women cope, right? But you're done. You're done for. Stop doing that. Control your attitude. Where's my husband? Stand far away from you because you haven't healed in the way that you have led people to believe that you've healed. You've got a bad attitude.